by identifying indicators of a network attack. Introductions, we have wireless domain name systems or DNS, malicious code, script execution able to access points, threats to both devices, jamming, radio frequency identifier or RFID, near field communication, NFC, initialization vector, domain hijacking, DNS poisoning, universal resources locator, redirection, DNS spoofing attack, distributed denial of service, man in the browsers, man in the middle, Mac calling, spoofing, PowerShell, Python, Bash, Virtual Basic for applications. So for the learning outcomes, exercise 1 wireless, exercise 2 domain name systems, exercise 3 other types of attacks, exercise 4 malicious code or script execution. For the lab topology, so we have the plab DCO1, plab DMO1, plab 110, and the plab Kali. For the exercise, 1 wireless. Wireless networks are everywhere now. The biggest advantage of a wireless network is that it allows users mobility, unlike an Ethernet network where the user is restricted due to the Ethernet cable being used. The wireless network allows the users to be mobile and connected within a certain range. So the Able Twin, in a normal scenario, as a user would connect a wireless access point, the attacker first finds the target WAP and set up another WAP with the same SSID. The attacker tends to choose a base WAP because when the users are not able to connect to the WAP, they maybe choose the Able Twin with the same SSID. The attackers use the same SSID as legitimate WAP and start broadcasting it. So the Able Twin attack the attackers uses fraudulent WAP and prompts the victim to enter sensitive information such as password. For the rogue access points, early access points is an access points that has been unauthorized by the network administrator in an organization. For example, users bring the wireless access points from home and installs it on the network by plugging in the Ethernet cable. This is the simplest example of a rogue access point. The network administrator has not authorized it and the users may end up connecting to the rogue access points. Our rogue access points is usually configured to masquerade the SSID name of an actual wireless access point. So exercise the domain systems or DNS. Domain name systems are responsible for any resolutions. Without DNS, it would not have been possible to run the internet. It provides the domain name to IP address mapping. You could simply type the URL and get the desired website rather than remembering the IP address. It is also important to note that DNS is one of the oldest protocols and has several vulnerabilities and security flaws. In these exercises, you will learn about various types of attacks that are possible on DNS. So domain hijacking. In this attack, the attacker gains access to the domain registration to get hold of the primary DNS information. Then the attacker simply changes the domain information to point to a domain server controlled by the attacker. The DNS poisoning. DNS poisoning, also referred as DNS spoofing, corrupts the DNS data residing in the DNS cache. When a DNS poisoning attack is successful, the DNS server will return wrong IP address when resolving the host or domain name. This results in traffic being diverted to another computer, often to the attacker's computer, where the attacker can disappear the data sent to. Key prevention methods can be set setting short TTL times and clearing the DNS caches of local systems and network devices at regular intervals. A high-level ISP in the US accidentally fetched records from China, which blocked YouTube and Facebook in the US. This is a classic example of DNS poisoning. For the DNS spoofing attack, DNS spoofing refers to an attack that diverts a domain name to an incorrect IP address when a victim searches for a domain name mapped to an incorrect IP addresses of the attacker system the user is diverted to it. Therefore, the victim does not get to see the correct website, but instead the attacker's website is displayed. For the example, a victim attempts to connect to www.google.com instead of searching www.google.com. The victim is directed to a similar looking website in the attacker systems. Indeed, and DNS spoofing www.google.com is mapped to the IP address of the attacker's choice. So let's direct to the task 1, verify domain reputations. So domain reputation defines the health status of the domain in the context of messaging. When a domain is used for sending messages over the internet, its health is determined by the various factors such as bounce rates and spam complaints. For example, if your organization sends a large number of messages to unknown recipients, those messages may be considered as spam, and going forward, the number of messages marked as spam will affect the domain reputation. In this task, you will learn to explore a domain reputation tool. To do this, perform the following steps. So ensure you powered on all the devices listed in the introduction and connected to Plug10. Um, Okay, for the next step 2, the intranet web page is displayed. Type the following URL in the address bar. Click the Microsoft Edge icon in the taskbar. Okay. My and then type slash evaluation center and enter. So your connection isn't private. So what happened? Privacy error. Type the following URL and the reputation In the reputation lookup text box, type the following URL. Oh my god, it's mad. Hey, it's not working in me. Let's try again. Gosh. And then what I'm going to do, there's bar. Then in the reputation lookup text box, type the following. Google. Google that. And then enter. Next, step 4, Cloudflare DDoS protection web page may appear briefly before redirecting to the correct site. It is currently checking your browser, and after a few seconds, you will be directed. So once the reputation lookup page appears, navigate to the center of the page under the location data and reputation data section. Notice that the domain reputation is listed. Reputation, once the reputation, under the location data, blacklist. So owner details. So what's next? Step 6. After evaluating the domain reputation, navigate further down the page to the additional information section. Currently, you are on the IP address tab, then click the email volume history. Email volume history. Oh, wala naman. IP address. Click email volume history. And then next, notice that email volume per day status is shown. So you can mouse over any of the dates shown and get the volume equivalent to the Richter scale. So walang nalabas. No email volume for this lookup. So yun ang nakalagay. So let's proceed to the next. Exercise 3 other types of attacks. As more and more systems and services make their presence on the internet, the attack surface increases the right from a simple, harmless web browser or critical web server. Everything on the internet can be considered unsafe. For the learning outcomes, perform mock flooding using Yersinia, perform SYN flooding attack, switch off the Windows firewall on the plug when 10, perform an ICMP flood attack, perform the ping of death attack, conduct an address resolution protocol poisoning attack. So distributed denial of service or DDoS, denial of service DDoS attack is conducted using one system which sends high traffic to the target system. The DDoS attack is one-to-one kind of attack in which single system used by the attacker targets another system, which is usually a server. When this attacker is launched on target, it drains out the system resources. A DDoS attack can impact an application which is running on a server, a network, or even the other technologies that may be part of the network. Depending on where the attacker has occurred, it can take down an application, network, or whatever technology is facing the internet. Eventually, when the target runs out of a system resources, it becomes unavailable. So let's proceed to the task. Perform mock flooding using Yersinia. In this task, you will learn to use Yersinia to perform mock flooding. To do this, perform the following steps. Ensure that all required devices are powered on. Connect to the lab Kali. And then type and mali. And then step 2, after successfully logging, the desktop is displayed. And then open on the desktop, right-click and select Open Terminal. Open Terminal here and type step 4. Step 4, command prompt, type the following command. Wait. And then enter. Oh. What happened? Okay. Alpha version. Step 6. The user in your Windows is now fully visible. Ensure that you are on the CDP tab in the right pane. Click Launch Attack. And then next is choose attack. Choose attack dialog box is displayed. The sending CDP packet option is selected by default. Select loading CDP table and click OK. CD ay loading. Okay. And then next, note the flooding is initiated instantly. Step 9, select a value in the upper right pane. Note that the bottom left pane displays the source MAC address. Select a number of them and note that each one has a different MAC address. Select excuse me. Step 6, click list attack. Attack. Wait. And then the running attacks dialog box is displayed. Click stop. Note that attack is now stop, click quit, and then running attacks dialog box. Task 2, perform SYN flooding attacks. So SYN flooding, a type of denial of service or DDoS attack, is conducted by an attacker to send a flood of SYN packets to a target. When there is a flood of a larger number of SYN packets, the target cannot respond to them. In responding to these SYN packets, the target system starts consuming all its resources and eventually exhausts them. As a consequence of running out of system resources, the target becomes non-responsive or hangs. In some cases, the target also crashes. To conduct SYN flooding, perform the following steps. So ensure you have power on. Step 1, ensure you have powered on all the devices tested in the introduction and connected to the Graphically. Ensure that the terminal window open clear to the screen if required. Okay, let's proceed to the next one. Okay, wait. Let me clear it first. So, adjust ko na lang siya. HPING is 1 8 into 1. In this command, system is on, and then attacker is 192.168.0.4. And the hping command starts. So enter. Then connect club when 10 in the type here to search text box, type the following. Club when 10. Wire sharp. And then Wireshark window is now open. From the adapter list, select Ethernet. In the upper left corner, click the Start Capturing Packets icon. Wala pala ako ano. Start capturing. The SYN packets are now being captured. So there is a flood of SYN packets that are sent to walang nalabas. Why? Time file edit. So, iba yung nalabas. So, hindi siya nag-work for me. Switch to Plab, Kali. And then, enter Control C to kill command. Control C. And then, switch back to Plab and 10, close the workshop window. Plab and 10. And close. You should now be on the desktop. So for the task 3, switch off the Windows firewall on the Plab and 10. You will need to switch off the Windows firewall. To perform an attack on the Plab and 10, there are attacking methods that you can use to bypass the Windows or any other firewall running on the target. However, for the sake of this module, you will switch off the Windows firewall and proceed with the remaining tasks. To switch off the Windows firewall on Plab and 10, perform the following steps. So ensure that you have connected to Plab and 10 and log into the system. Note that Plab and 10 desktop is displayed. And then step 2, in the type here to search text box Windows Firewall. The Windows Defender Firewall window is displayed on the Help Protect PC Windows Defender Firewall page. Click Turn Windows Defender Firewall on or off. Okay, wait. Mali ata. So for test for perform a ICMP flood attack, like the SYN flood attack, there is another type of flood attack known as ICMP flooding, which is also denial service attack. In this type of attack, instead of sending SYN packets, the attacker sends a flood of ICMP packets to target system. In this task, you will learn to conduct ICMP flooding. To conduct ICMP flooding, perform the following steps. Step 1, ensure you have powered on all the devices listed in the introduction and connected to Plug 10. So select Wireshark, and then step 2, the Wireshark network analyzer is displayed, and select Ethernet and click the Start Capturing Packets icon. And select Start Capturing Packets icon. The packet capture is in progress. Step 4, switch to Plug Kali. The terminal window should be open. Clear the screen by entering the following command. Clear. Type HING and enter. You will be sending 100 IC packets to the target system. So yan. The ICM packets are now sent to the target system. So step 6, switch to the Plug 10. Okay. And step 7, switch to Plug Kali. Wait to verify the 100 packets have been successfully transmitted. Switch to Plug Kali. So ayan na. Wala na. Step 8, switch to Plug 10 and close the Wireshark window on the unsaved packets message box. Click stop and quit without saving. Task 5. Perform the ping of death attack. Using the ping command, you can perform a ping of death attack. You can send data packets of size 65 500 infinity to a target system. While it may not bring down the system, it will impact the performance of the target system. You can use DDoS attack on the target system to bring it down. So step 1, ensure you have powered on all the devices listed in the introduction and connect to PLAB DMO1. Server Manager Windows is displayed. You can close this window. How can I close it? And then right click the Windows charm and select Run. Right click. It's not working. So the last part is not working. Let's proceed to the next one. I conduct an address resolution protocol or poisoning attack. So ERP poisoning is also known as ERP spoofing. In an ERP poisoning, a hacker sends fake ERP messages on a network. The hacker also links its own MAC address to the IP addresses of the other systems. The attacker can then receive messages that were intended to be sent to the owner of the IP address. However, instead of the owner, the attacker receives the messages. ERP spoofing can occur if both the parties, the attacker and the victim, have the systems in the same broadcast domain. So step 1, ensure you have powered on all the devices listed in the introduction and connect to Plab Kali. The desktop of Plab Kali is displayed. And then in the task, you will use EtherCap, a tool specifically designed of man in the middle. Attacks click application select 09 snapping and spoofing, and then select Ethercap graphical. So, mm, click applications. And then, zero 09. And then select Ethercap graphical. And then, now starts click accept and go ahead. Okay. Then step 3, before you proceed further with the ARP poisoning attacks, let's first check the ARP table on the Plug10 system. Connect the Plug10, click the Windows charm and type CMD and press enter. Click the Windows charm and type CMD. Then, the command prompt window is displayed. Type the following command to check. Now this is a different MAC address. Then switch to Plug Kali. On the extreme upper right corner, click the three dots, click host, and then select scan for host. Scan for host. Walang iba dito. Oh, set netmax. Scan. Wait. Then click three dots, click host, and then select host list. Wala. Hindi parehas yung malabas. Noticeable systems appear on list. Once this established, displayed select. So, hindi siya nag-work. So, malicious code or script execution. When piece of code or script is written, there is a purpose that needs to be met. The outcome of the purpose is achieved by the execution of code or script depending on your intentions. You would write the script or code accordingly. It is necessary to understand that the code or script need to be lengthy. So a short script or code can cause a good amount of damage. For example, you can write a small script and inject it into a website, and when the web browser loads the website, the script is executed. Learning outcomes. After completing the exercise, you should have further knowledge of PowerShell, Python, Bash, Virtual Basic applications. So PowerShell. File-based malware is common practice. The malware, depending on its design and functionality, is sent to the user system, and upon its execution, it can cause damage. A new type of malware known as fileless malware is now becoming common. A fileless malware does not copy itself to the system's storage, but rather loads itself into the memory. So this is where PowerShell comes in handy to write and deliver such malware. The system can have different layers of security. However, when the malware is executed from memory, it is quite unlikely that the different security controls can catch it in the system. When you install Windows 10 or any other version of Windows, such as Windows Server 2019, PowerShell by default does not allow script execution because of restricted settings in the script execution policy. However, hackers have found a workaround to bypass the restricted settings by simply loading the script into the memory. Consider the following code. Python is being used by programmers to write small scripts to create large, complex dynamic applications. Other than its good use, Python is extensively used by hackers, from creating malicious scripts, embedded scripts within applications, or writing malware shared with users in different ways, such as email. So Bash is one of the initial platforms where malware and viruses were written. Even today, a large number of malware are written using Bash. Virtual Basic for applications is mainly used with the Microsoft applications such as MS Word and automate various tasks. So okay, that's it.